If you're hopping on a plane this summer, you might want to remember to keep your hands to yourself. You should know that by now, but in case you don't, listen to the flight attendants who are speaking out. They are urging travelers to stop poking and tapping them mid-flight. They've had enough, and our next guest is here with some summer travel etiquette tips to help keep us on our best behavior. Joining us now, clinical psychologist DrJenHartstein, who today is playing the role of etiquette expert in addition to everything else.
And I wear many hats.
Okay, we appreciate that. So help us understand just especially when people are traveling, why they might forget about certain elements of etiquette that they should be following.
So there is a psychological impact.
Yeah.
So we call it the airport effect. And the airport effect is essentially made up of a couple different components. The first of which is the stress that we all experience when we travel, right? And when we are stressed, we know that our cortisol levels go up and our ability to empathize with other people goes down. So that people, not getting ready before they get on the luggage line or any of that kind of stuff. We just don't have the patience. We want to get where we want to go and get settled, right? There's also the element of we don't have control over our environment. So we're at the mercy of all of these other things. And for many of us, like myself, we don't like that. So we try and control the elements that we can control, when we can get online, when we can get on the plane, where we sit. And then lastly, there's the kind of anonymity, kind of little bit of I'm going to stake out my personal space element of things where I'm never going to see these people again. So if I'm a jerk, who cares?
Right.
And also just like, this is my spot and I'm going to be territorial about it, even though it's not really yours.
All right, so now that we've identified the problem,
yes.
Walk us through what are the rules that we should follow, especially when we get into this zone where maybe we think we don't have to behave at our best.
Yeah, I think we've all forgotten the golden rule in our lives. And one of the most important things to think about is keep your hands to yourself. Why are you touching anybody? The flight crew is there to direct you, to help you, to be in charge. Don't touch them. That's one thing. The second thing is figure out how to respect personal space of other people around you. You don't have to sit with your legs splayed. You don't have to take up all of the arms on the armrests. In fact, the middle person is supposed to get the one on either side of them because they don't have the aisle or the window. So let's be mindful of that. To recline or not to recline is another important question.
5 minutes about that.
100%, right? Sharing space. We forget that as little kids we learn how to share in the sandbox. We forget that on the plane we need to do that. Just be kind, right? Help that person with their bag. It moves people along. Recognize that other people are there too.
That is such good advice. Okay, so it's one thing to control yourself, but then if you are traveling with kids, that becomes another layer of trying to keep things in line. What's your best advice to parents?
So I think there's two things we need to remember, right? I think for parents, there are some parents who are like, my kids are my kids and it doesn't matter to anybody else. So respecting the boundaries of the people around you is important. Maybe when you're flying, put your child on the inside so that they can't interfere with anything going on in the middle. Talk to the people around you. Hey, there too. I have lots of snacks for them, but just if there's a problem, please let me know. Bring entertainment, but don't front load all the entertainment. So the end of the flight is really challenging. Bring lots of high gain snacks and all of that kind of stuff, but also things that aren't too messy so that you don't leave all of the mess for other people to clean up. And I think one of the most important things is be preemptive. Talk to the people around you. Hey, please have some patience. We're doing the best we can.
Yeah, that's great because people will have understanding there. So what is your advice to the people who aren't traveling with kids but have to deal with the kids? And of course, the thing I always think of is when the kid behind me starts kicking my seat and I look at them. I'm like,
right.
Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that? What do I do?
We all do that, right? We all give the look. And I'm going to tell you, I do the look too,
yeah.
right? But I think most importantly, talk to the parent. Hey, your kid's kicking my seat. Can you please encourage them to stop? Or, hey, I've asked you once before. And if you notice that you're starting to get heated, ring the call bell. Ask the flight attendant. That is why it's there, and they can help intervene. But don't get into the tussle with yourself. There's just no need for that.
Real quick, just a few seconds here, but just what other tips do you have just for overall good travel behavior?
Plan ahead. Make sure you have enough time. Make sure you set up everything for success. I think most of us are stressed because we're rushy. So plan that extra half hour. Better to relax there than in your house and make it work for yourself.
All right, Dr. DrJenHartstein, good to have you with us. Thank you so much. And there is more news ahead. You are watching NBC News Daily.